Well, welcome to the Say I Do podcast. We are back after a fabulous week of weddings.
Yeah, great week for us.
This is June.
And this is Diana.
Hi. We're so excited to be here. You may be wondering why we have something that looks really interesting in front of us, and it is covered
In a foil.
in foil.
Is it
because
still covered?
It's still covered.
Okay.
It is because we are doing a blind tasting with June today.
Yep.
He is our wine connoisseur. He is our guide to wonderful wine. And we always like to start the podcast with some wine. But before we get started, I wanted to say shout out to Fabiola, who is going to be our bride in July and found our podcast and was so excited to kind of get to know us. So we cannot wait to meet you and to serve you on your wedding day. So let's go ahead and shall we pour? Maybe I should pour.
Yeah, you should pour.
I'm so excited. I'm a little bit of a heavy pour. Uh-oh, don't look. Something's happening.
I'm not gonna look.
I covered it with foil. I wasn't quite sure how to do it. He's gonna have to guess
What it is.
Possibly what region.
Possibly vintage.
What year. Yep.
Great.
And we're gonna go from there.
All right.
I am a heavy pourer.
Guess what? It's obviously a white wine.
But you're doing great. He is batting 1,000.
It's obviously a white wine.
So let's say cheers.
Cheers.
To another wonderful week. Here we go. He has no hint. Honest. No hint whatsoever.
I think I had this before.
We'll see. He has to do the swirl. He has to talk to himself a little bit.
Yes, I do.
He's doing it. What is the first thing that you taste?
The first thing I taste is a lot of fruit, a little touch of alcohol.
Okay.
It still needs time to breathe.
Okay.
That tells me quality of the grape is really good.
Excellent.
Great quality wine. Because I'm lingering this lemon zest, grapefruit.
Let me go back and try that
lime,
again.
And it's still going. It's still a very long finish. High intensity. This is beautiful wine. Touch of lees, touch of oak. Very well rounded. Oh, this is tough.
And I have to say, he's usually really, really good on the alcohol content too.
It smells and tastes like 14.5, but I want to say it's 14.
Okay. Percent.
Just because it's not burning back on my tongue.
Okay.
Because anything 14.5 and above, it used to burn my tongue very well. Especially I haven't had any food or drink for the past couple hours.
And if you noticed, he's pretty tanned. He's been shooting. It's been really hot out here in Las Vegas, and he's actually been shooting outside quite a bit. So he's a little tanned. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Maybe 14.2. It's between that 14 to 14.5 on alcohol to me.
Okay.
Definitely not New World. I think this is Old World.
Okay.
It's a newer style Burgundy, perhaps 29. I'm keep going either this is really hot year, 2019, maybe 2022. It could be 2020. I'm leaning on 19 or 2020. It's a very.
Do you need to taste it again?
No. I'm kind of in those 3 year right now in my head. It's 19, 20, and 22. That's my three vintage.
Okay, are you able to narrow it down to two?
It's hard because
I'm going to tell you to narrow it down to two.
Don't say anything. Yeah.
More tasting.
Yeah, there's an oak, there's lees contact that has that New World style of wine, but fruit tells me this is Burgundy.
Okay.
Newer Burgundy. But I'm not getting much, or it could be from Tri-Sherry, just a hint. So I think it's either It's either 19 or 22, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
I think it's either 19 or 22. Not a big, famous Burgundy region, so not like Puligny, not like Chashang. I'm thinking somewhere off, like maybe like Puy-Frisé.
This is my straight face.
Maybe Puy-Frisé, maybe Macon, but Macon's much lighter in style.
He's talking himself into where he's got
Something
to go.
bolder than Macon. Yeah, Puy-Frisé, I think. That's where I am.
All right. What else have you got?
That's all I got. Well,
Okay, so give it to me one more time. You said
I think it's
19 and you said 22?
19 I think it's 19 or 2022.
Okay.
It's burgundy white.
Okay.
It's hard to pinpoint, but I'm guessing it's Puy-Frisé.
Okay.
And alcohol's about 14.5 in between.
All right. Drum roll.
That's my guess.
The fancy packaging is gone. He already knows.
I saw it. Ah, I will never guess this.
Look at this. Was I good or
You
what?
are good.
Look at me.
Napa.
It is a 2020 Chardonnay. Is it
Napa.
How do I pronounce that?
Grigich Hills.
Grigich Hills.
Yep.
And it's from Napa, and it is a Chardonnay.
Pretty good. That's why I was having a hard time. Do you know why?
Tell me more.
Grigich Hills. I know this vineyard very well. They don't make their wine like Napa.
Okay.
Just like Farniente.
Okay.
Just like Truchard. They don't make their wine like that heavy oak Napa. That's why that I was going back and forth, that Lee's Contact and oak draws me New World, but fruit to me, it wasn't New World at all.
So would you say that I did a really good job tricking you?
Oh yeah, you did a great job tricking me on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty close
Feeling
in
pretty
vintage.
smart.
Yeah.
Got a little heart
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty smart.
Yeah,
that was
that's actually really good.
pretty awesome. So cheers to knowing what it is now.
Yep.
I love the fact that he's not all upset that he missed it, but he was. Oh, what's the alcohol content? Let's go there.
Where the heck is it? $14.
It's usually the thing I check first. Just kidding. So
Pretty
14,
good.
you're right on the money. That's nice. Okay.
Not bad.
Very nice. So tell us about your week. Anything exciting for you wanted to talk about?
Can't think of it. It's been such a busy week with
It really has been.
a couple. Especially like yesterday, we had a lot of
we were so
walk-ins.
busy.
Yeah.
We were so busy
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. They flew by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really did. It has been a week. I mean, seriously, it has been a long week. Very, very exciting. We also had a surprise thing that happened that we'll talk about. What's the date today?
27th.
We'll talk about around the 27th.
Yep.
Some really cool stuff that
can't
just
talk about
happened.
it.
Oh, and then, but let's talk about this. What is the magazine?
Canvas Rebel.
Canvas Rebel. I'm a
Yeah.
little bit of a rebel, so I was so excited. They reached out to us and did a little interview, and there's a magazine out there. We'll probably have it, we're going to order it. I don't know how long
have
it'll
some
take to
couple
get
prints,
here,
yeah.
but we'll have some prints here if you'd like to see it. Yeah, kind of excited. And some of our great couples that have come through our wonderful Red Door.
Yep.
They have actually made the print
Yeah, they
for the
featured it. That
magazine.
was really
So
nice of 'em.
yeah, we're going to reach out to them and let them know who they are, so that if they want a copy of the magazine, they can get that,
Yep.
which I think is so special.
I think it's awesome.
I would be so excited if it was my wedding day, and literally I was in a magazine, featured in a magazine with my wedding photo. I would be like so excited. So that was kind of exciting. I thought today I might talk about wedding jitters.
Jitters.
Yeah,
do you
like
mean by
people get
jitter?
nervous. You know, they get nervous
Well, yeah.
before their wedding.
Yeah.
They're nervous a week before. We talked about that last week, how, for me, it was like right down the aisle, right at that moment, that kind of thing. But some people really, it is difficult to kind of escape everything that you're doing because you're doing so much for your wedding, especially if it's a destination wedding. A little less if it is an all-inclusive venue, kind of like the Say I Do Chapel.
Yep.
We're pretty much all-inclusive in the sense that, hey, if you want flowers, we're happy to get you flowers. If you wanted just something...
Silk and real, yeah.
I was just going to say, if you wanted something borrowed, we have something borrowed here. We don't charge for it. We have it here. It's kind of cool.
And we don't charge you for bringing your own bouquet.
Right, we don't charge you for bringing your own bouquet as well.
Or your own music.
Or your own music. I think we mentioned that in my first podcast, which I think we talked about, which makes us kind of different, really.
You don't make an upgrade for first glance.
Yeah, no upgrade for, well, let me tell you what a first glance is, or a first look, we call it. The first look is basically when you and your partner don't want to see each other before the ceremony, and one or the other shows up maybe 20, 30 minutes prior to the other so that they don't run into each other. And that wonderful moment of one of them coming.
Surprise factor for the
Yes,
groom.
one of you coming down the aisle is that moment, obviously for the photographer to capture.
Yep. So we had that on our wedding.
Yes.
I didn't even know, that was a thing.
Oh, okay. You didn't know what a first look was. Okay.
No, at all.
I love it.
We just end up doing it, thinking that was what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's traditional,
And
yes.
then we got married in MGM Hotel. I don't think the chapel no longer exists. I don't think they survived through the COVID.
Okay.
But yeah, they were in a many ways just like kind of us, all straightforward. That's I think also the reason why I probably chose them, because they had like a makeup right across the chapel and
everything was done on site.
Yeah. So you didn't have to get all your stuff done. Drive there, so that was really nice in a sense. And then we end up doing the first look per se, and that was probably the best. I almost cried. She claims I did, but I'm gonna deny it.
I bet he cried. She looked so beautiful. I've seen the photos.
Yes, and we have there's a story behind that album.
We did not know each other. We did not know each other back then.
No.
Which is really cool because
it was only recent.
I got to see their wedding photos. I got to see them all dressed up, looking so different and young.
I feel like I need to bring that wedding album we have.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, because I feel like nowadays everything's online. Everything's on your phone or your tablet, your computer, even your photos, right? And then to me as a photographer, that doesn't do enough of a justice to the photographers.
Okay.
Not just myself, photographers around the world.
In general.
The thing is when the photo becomes in front of you something tangible, something you can touch, when it becomes life, whether it's a form of like a frame photo or album, oh my gosh, it's completely different experience.
And you know what? Sometimes I have had people contact me, other places I've worked, to say we needed a photo of someone for a special occasion or for a life celebration. And the only really great photo they felt they had where somebody was dressed up and just looked so wonderful and was captured so beautifully was always a wedding photo. And they always kind of called back to say, hey, do you still have the photos? Hey, we're a relative or whatever the case may be. And, that's one of those things, I think, with photographers that you always take into account, which I know you do. I can't speak for everyone, but I will say this. Hey, if you're a photographer out there, just remember, those photos are just going to be in a family for generations to come.
Yeah, and it could be their last time altogether.
Right,
Because,
and also the age thing.
Yeah.
You're looking at people. We had a couple of babies the other day with a couple, and the little one, how old was she? She was so tiny, like 3 months or something. And then the young man, their little boy was like 5.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yes,
We had a couple with the babies.
Right,
I'm trying to think which one.
this baby.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
But I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, I am so glad that he's getting those photos because Mom and Dad are busy. They're doing a lot of things. Yes. They're doing initials.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot of things. A lot of times they don't have that opportunity to stop and have that photo of the babies because they grow up so fast. They don't have that opportunity. And in my opinion, you're doing such let me just, you're just doing God's work. Let me just be who I am, okay?
Thank you. Well,
you're doing God's work, in my opinion, because it's so beautiful that they get to have that, and they're frozen in time. The kids are frozen in time in that beautiful photo at that wonderful,
so
unforgettable moment.
Yeah, because I have a story, because on my probably like first dozen wedding.
Okay.
So very beginning in my career, I did one wedding where that was the last time the entire family got together.
There you go.
That's the thing.
Why do I get so emotional?
Because,
Don't do it.
Yeah, whether it was a grandparent or parent,
Right,
you know,
right.
life happens, you know. And then I think it was one of their grandparents who passed shortly after the wedding, and that's the only photo they had.
Right.
So that's why, as a photographer, it's a not only big responsibility,
right,
but also that's a driving force for, at least for me. I hope the same for other photographers.
That's how I feel about your photography and why I'm such a fan, honestly. We didn't really know each other that well. We just worked together in the past. But in all honesty, I could see the love that he has for what he's doing. And those moments that he's capturing, that even the couples look back at the photos and they go, wow, I look so good. Like, I look... He captures those moments that not everybody captures.
Even the ugly cries.
Even the ugly cries, stop. But I think that that's an absolute gift. I really think it's a gift. And when you have that gift and you're able to share it in the way that you do, and again, this is what we're about. We're all about the love behind the ceremony, the love behind the couple. It's just who we are. And oftentimes, if you go to our Google reviews, you'll see where people are saying, oh, she was like an auntie, or, you know, they were like family.
Feel like a family, yeah.
I feel that way when they're walking out the door. I'm hugging people. I'm a hugger. And
I'm not.
Right.
So it throws off.
But not really, because I'm the hugger. I'm over here tearing up. But sometimes, you know, you have that moment where you're going, I don't want to have to wait for 5 years to see you again for that vow renewal, but until we meet again. Yeah. You know, and people walk out your door and you just feel like you were just with family.
Yeah.
The just best gift we can be given is truly that. And I'm tearing up. Why am I so emotional?
Oh, and then didn't we had a couple...
Oh, he's here to make me cry today.
In their 70s yesterday?
Oh my gosh.
Remember that one, right?
Yeah, 79 and 73.
Yeah.
They spoke very little English, but to see the emotion, they just didn't get married. Yeah. And they'd been together for a very long time. And they had a friend of theirs was a translator that was translating.
It's like one of those where your life just takes you and you just don't have time to do it until later.
And honestly, I have to say, they were Vietnamese. I was like, oh man, I wanted to ask her for recipes so bad.
Or Filipino.
They're Vietnamese. I'm all about food. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not a small girl. But if you have a recipe and you want to send it to me, 628 Las Vegas Boulevard South, 89101. For those Vietnamese, it's like on a stick. It's like pork in some kind of sauce.
Yes.
I don't even know what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's not only unique to Vietnam. I think it's that Pacific Island region. Oh my goodness.
They're so yummy. Those little.
I can have that every day.
Like pork on a stick.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call it.
I noticed some places are starting to use like a chicken or beef counterpart too. Yeah. As good, but there's something with the pork.
Because pork has that fat.
Yeah.
I
mean, you had Korean barbecue.
Yes. Enjoyed.
Same thing. A lot of them were pork.
Sorry.
So,
right.
Yeah.
But
we call it pork belly. In America, they call it bacon. And then I'm like...
I think I have a pork belly.
And I'm like, no, because I think...
It's different.
To my knowledge, the pork belly we use for Korean barbecue traditionally, it's very rich. It's a lower part of the pork, so I think it's almost close to the hip area. So there's more. Because it would be the belly. So there's more meat to it. Right. So the ratio between fat meat's really good. Whereas the bacon that we all know, which is also from pork belly region, but that's an upper belly where it's predominantly fat part.
Oh.
So that's the difference. That's why when I say, oh, this is, when I bring friends to Korean barbecue for the first time, I show them what pork belly is. Oh, so this is bacon. I'm like, no, get out of here.
That's so funny.
Same, but not really same, right? Tomato, different.
Anywho, so let me get back on to where I was. So we had just talked about that first look and the jitters.
Yeah.
A couple of things to help you. Vows. If you're doing vows, if you're a shy person, my husband's very shy. I could not even imagine in a million years us doing vows to each other on our wedding day because he's quiet. Obviously, I'm the personality.
Just give him a couple Guinness and he'll be fine.
A couple of pints and he'd be all right. He's Irish, just saying. But so vows. If you're having difficulty with that, like my situation, one of you's a little shy or whatever, here's a wonderful, wonderful recommendation. Write your vows on a card or a vow book. You can have someone in your bridal party, if you don't have a bridal party and it's just an elopement, someone at the chapel when you're doing that
usually take it
first
yourself.
look, you can have them hand each other that vow book or those vows with those personal sentiments that you have for each other prior to the ceremony. If you have a photographer or a videographer, they can capture that moment. Done it a lot. I absolutely love it. Yeah. One of the other things I love that you just did recently with our lovely couple.
Which one?
Was it Cassandra, right? Oh, I just said her name, sorry. But anyway, Cassandra, we love you. The beautiful holding of the hands. It was a first look. Hadn't seen each other.
Yeah.
She looked like Farrah Fawcett. She was so gorgeous. They're holding hands.
And they haven't looked at each other.
And haven't seen each other. And it's just...
It's a very...
At this little wall.
It's a very sacred moment.
In the bridal suite, and they're holding hands. Oftentimes it's a little prayer that you're having, a little silent prayer that you're having for each other. But he captured that moment so beautifully. That's another little fun thing to do that'll help you with those jitters. And then also remember, I know you're running around. I know it's a busy day. We're all about snacking. A little charcuterie board or something.
Wine.
Have something. Yeah, a little wine. But have a little charcuterie board or something delivered to where you're getting ready. It really, really helps. You're not going to feel sick or kind of weird once you are walking down that aisle. Play soothing music while you're in your space getting ready, like classical music or something like that, or something you like. 70s, I love the 70s. That's for me. You said you're the opposite, no music.
I like quiet.
Oh, he likes piano, but he likes quiet too.
Quiet.
He plays piano.
Meditate.
Yeah, I mean, he listens to piano while we're here at work. And
well, you don't. Well, whenever I play
I'm like ready to sleep.
Yeah, every time I play that lobby music, you go out and you do your own thing.
I most certainly do. I go make bouquets or do something because, I'm ready to fall asleep.
Going back to the wine real quick.
Yes, please do.
I don't think blind taste was fair.
Uh-oh, here it comes. Wah! Go ahead.
Because you just opened it when you poured it, right?
I had opened it back there and it was sitting for a little minute.
Couple minutes, right? But not like half an hour, right?
No.
That's the thing. Because look at it. Because the wine, I'm getting that very distinctive lactic notes, that butter, that oak.
Really?
Yeah. If I smell this now, blind, I would have went Napa immediately.
He probably would have, to be honest with you. He's always guessed, and he always guesses right. This was a shocker for me. But yes, I did not let it breathe.
If I smelled it right now.
Similar to a bride or groom before your ceremony, you need to breathe, take a few deep breaths. I did not allow the wine, this lovely wine, to breathe. Yeah. So he probably could have guessed it.
If I smelled it right now, I'm like, not even tasting it, I would have been like, Napa.
Yeah.
Or chili.
Yeah.
Chili. Have you had chili? introducing Chilean wines?
Aren't they the ones with like the Mendoza? It's my maiden name.
Yes. Well, the Mendoza is one of the many regions within
Which
Chile.
I love.
So there's one particular winery called Cruz Alta.
Oh, okay.
Their wines are $15 and under,
Oh,
so
okay.
extremely affordable.
Wow, okay.
They produce predominantly Cabernet.
Okay.
They're not 100% Cabernet. They're like 70-80% Cab, and they mix it with something else. But they do make 100% as a different line too. I think they're probably one of the best wine under $15.
Cruz Alta.
Cruz Alta.
Is it Cruz like it's spelled, or is it C-R-U-Z?
C-R-U-Z.
C-R-U-Z-A-L-T-A.
Yeah. I think, because so to me, this is kind of going back to the Napa, kind of going back to the whole wine.
Oh,
Sorry
look,
if
I'm
you guys
empty.
don't like wine, but
Go ahead.
is the reason why I tend to, I bash a lot on Napa wines.
Oh, oops.
That's a big pour.
Well,
Give me like half of that.
okay.
Is because I call it manipulation a lot, but to me what that means, so our audience can understand in a wine term, is when we taste Chardonnay, Chardonnay should taste like Chardonnay. When we taste Pinot Noir is supposed to taste like Pinot Noir. Cabernet should taste like Cabernet. Merlot, right?
Right.
So when you buy a roses, you want to get a rose. You don't want a sunflower, right? As a very, but that's what's going on those $15 under wine. You buy Merlot, it tastes nothing like Merlot because they've been manipulated so much.
Okay, let me go there.
Yeah.
So this is very much like my old life. I was in the cosmetic industry for over 22 years. Makeup. Used to oversee like 22 stores for a little while, but yeah, and more than that.
Before the
prior
whole
to that.
wedding industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're my
And
age.
I loved it. I've been to the Playboy Mansion. I've been to every hot place in LA and San Diego because that's what they do. I met Paloma Picasso. I mean, just great things. But yes, similar. Where was I going? Sorry,
Manipulation.
it's the wine. Yes, synthetic.
Yes.
The year that, sorry if I'm offending anyone, but the year that Giorgio came out, the reason, Giorgio women's perfume, the yellow and white stripe Beverly Hills, Giorgio Beverly Hills, when it came out, it was the very first fragrance that was synthetic, which meant this: it's going to smell exactly the same on everyone who wears it. As opposed to if you're wearing opium, you're wearing Chanel, you're wearing some of the higher end fragrances that have been around that are just classic and classy. Giorgio came out. The other fragrance that I remember was Design, D-E-S-I-G-N. They were synthetic, so they smelled the same on everybody.
That's what.
This is what I'm hearing when you're talking about wine that makes sense to me.
For an analogy for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I bash a lot on cheaper wines.
Sure.
And another thing that a lot of
Because they
people,
manipulate and it's all the same.
And then a lot of people miss out, especially $10 under wine is coloring and mega red, mega purple.
Okay.
So you know what they are. They're usually on the bottom. It starts with Y, it starts with B, you know what they're talking about.
Yes.
They use mega purple, mega red. It gives that color, it gives that sweetness. But if you, so what I saw on, actually recently I saw it on, I don't remember, it was Instagram or Facebook. They put wine, red wine, as mentioned, in like a shot glass. They just gently dunked it into a water, like pull up like a basket of water. You can see the coloring coming out, like separating from the wine itself.
Really?
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. To me, is
It's like putting in the washer.
there's nothing wrong enjoying them. I just want to teach not only audience but any people around me is that is not a wine.
Right, that's not wine, right?
I mean, they're plenty, like, if you like it, yes, it's a great drink.
Sure.
No, I have no problem with you liking them. The problem I have is the fact that they advertise as a wine, but it's not. Wine should be as purest form as possible.
Right.
And
it should be natural.
Yeah. And when people drink like that, I say, oh, this is a great wine. I'm like, no, that's a great drink, not a great wine. That's my kind of
Well,
thing.
that's similar to, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't mean to get into this conversation, but I will. It's kind of like weed, the same thing, right? There's so much synthetic now that you have all these flavors and things. Well, back in the day,
They're across
it was
the street.
it was canistars. They're really nice. Yeah, back in the day, it was just all very, very natural. I'm sure that it was probably really good for you back then. I don't know about so much anymore because once you get the synthetic stuff, I mean,
Anything synthetic
breaks down in your body. It's not good.
So,
But yeah, so that's really important.
Back to the history of Grigich Hill. The
Yes.
winemaker of Grigich Hill
Yes.
is also the winemaker, used to be, in the beginning stage of Chateau Montelena.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about
Chateau
Chateau
Montelena is really nice.
Chateau Montelena is, so along with Chateau Montelena, Stag's Leap Wine Cellar that I love and adore, as you know.
Right.
They are the reason why Napa Valley became Napa Valley today, because they won the Judgment of Paris.
Okay.
So I give them a lot of credit. Personally, I'm not too fan of Montelena's red,
Okay. Fair.
but I still collect their whites by vintage a lot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And 2016 was one of the best vintage in Napa for whites. I have 3 bottles in the cellar, and I don't want to touch it anytime soon because that bottle's gonna be so good.
I'm going to say on the tail end of that, 2025 is the best vintage for wedding chapels. We are
Any year's good for a wedding
we're one
chapel.
chapel. We're not, there's no corporation here.
Nope, it's
we're
just-
not a part of any other chapels. We're doing things differently,
differently.
with just everything with our heart
Remember
behind
that
everything.
one couple yesterday, J&J?
Yes.
Remember her daughter told them,
Yes, this is so funny.
yeah.
So there's a thing when you come to Las Vegas, and if you're coming to elope, there's a thing over at the marriage bureau where you go get the marriage license. There are hand billers out there, and from time to time, they're out there giving away their cards, like saying, hey, hey, we got a discount. Hey, we got a deal. Hey, we got a whatever. Mm-hmm. The daughter said, make sure you don't talk to anybody that's doing that because it's a scam.
Yeah.
They're going to shake you down, and they went on and on and on. And the real truth of the matter was they really were someone who June actually met while he was exiting the bureau. He'd turn in some paperwork, and he just happened upon a couple, and he heard them saying something about looking for a chapel.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, hey, here's one of our cards, because he was just filling the little
the receipt.
they have they have this little area where they have pamphlets for all the chapels. Yeah. So he had just filled that up. So he had one in his hand. He gave it to them. They came here, and she said, my daughter said, don't do it. They're a scam and this and that. And while she was here, it was so cute. She goes, I'm just calling to let you know. She's on her phone. I'm just calling to let you know it wasn't a scam. June was fabulous. We had the best time, and we are married. On that note, hey, we just got a call.
Got a phone call.
And let me go ahead, and I'm gonna
do a quick cut.
So I think one of the things too I wanted to mention was that we keep a guest book. We're gonna do this for a year, just so that we know who you are.
It's filling up
all that
pretty
good
quick,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have our own guest book because we want to try to remember all of you. And honestly, we're so excited and so happy to have you in our chapel. So we do have a little guest book. Make sure you sign it when you do come in. And we do try to get you to sign that and your guests as well. And then lastly, I think the last thing I would say is...
Can you show that pen to the audience?
Oh, my favorite blingy pen.
People love that pen.
A little blingy pen. The whole place is it's not over blinged, but it's really lovely. Go to
A touch of bling as an accent.
go to our page, and you could see in the photos. We have a jukebox. It's
lot
so
of couples
cool.
been saying photos doesn't do the justice.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's really
we've been getting
lovely.
a lot of feedback that way. Like
Really
photos
lovely.
on our website and our Instagram isn't enough to tell how elegant it looks.
That's so sweet,
Yeah.
right? We love it.
Yeah.
With a little retro twist as well. And then lastly, I just wanted to say,
Would you put
embrace the unexpected.
Like the phone call we just had.
Right, but I guess in your wedding, sometimes you're going to have those moments, like a flower girl might start singing, or she sits down and decides to not go ahead and walk down the aisle, or, just embrace it.
You know what?
Remember that the most important thing is at the end of the day is that you two have made it to the destination. You are exchanging vows, and our job is to help you say, I do.
And have fun.
Yeah, and have fun. And on that last note, I do have a really fantastic story.
Which one?
To tell. I like to call it the Latex Cowboy.
I don't think I heard this one
It's
before.
pretty good. So early in my career, I get called to do an ensuite wedding. So in a suite in one of the luxury hotels. And I show up.
Vegas
I'm not even going to say where, but yes, of course, in Las Vegas. But I have traveled all over. Couples have actually flown me out to other states to do weddings.
Yeah, you've been to
and
quite
countries.
a bit, yeah.
But this is really, really funny story. So
Latex.
I come out to the location. I knock on the door, and I know I look a little fancy with the pearls. I don't normally wear the pearls. This is kind of a cute jacket. It's Karl Lagerfeld with some cute
like the
little Paris
Eiffel
and
Tower
hearts.
I like the sunglass one in the bottom.
Super cute stuff. All these little things. But anyway, so I go ahead and usually I'm just in black, looking very conservative. So I show up, and this tall, like 6'5" groom answers the door in a latex, or maybe leather cowboy hat,
Definitely
latex pants, and a latex shirt. I know, don't be afraid.
Was it
But
outdoor? Was it hot?
it was indoors in the suite.
Well, at least I completely missed that one.
As I knock, he answers the door, and he says, "Oh, how can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm Reverend Diana. Nice to meet you." And he looks at me because I look pretty conservative, and he goes, well, I don't know if you realize we're into fetishes."
Oh, gosh.
And I am just, I'm like, okay. We're into latex. Now I can smell the baby powder, because that's how you get latex on, because it's so tight, right? So I can smell the baby powder. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't judge. I'm here to just marry you. But it's a great story. So I go ahead. He's like, now he notices that I'm not even fazed by what he just said. He invites me in. I come in. He says, the bride's getting ready. I said, okay, no problem. Let me go ahead. Do you have the marriage license? So I take the marriage license. I start filling everything out. I've got my little clipboard with all my good things inside, like, extra pens, tissue in case someone cries. I've got a bunch of little handy things inside my little clipboard that every minister should have, besides my ID. So I go ahead, and I'm waiting, and I said, okay, so the bride's going to walk in on her own. Let me go say hello to her. So I go and I say hello to her, and yes, she is squeezing into baby powder everywhere, into this latex dress that looks amazing.
Dress?
And I'm going to marry them. It's black. I'm going to marry them on the balcony. So I go ahead and meet with her, give her a little bit of instruction, telling her exactly what's going to happen. I gather the rings. I have the license now. I'm set to go. I have him standing outside on the balcony. It is just a perfect night. It's awesome. And then the maid of honor shows up. She's wearing, no reaction, do you see it? She's wearing a see-through, it looks like a shower curtain, skirt with nothing underneath, and a see-through top, nothing underneath. I have the same set, so it didn't faze me. She comes out, and they're looking at me to see if there's any type of reaction. She's nude underneath this see-through top and see-through. skirt.
Is it like one of those clear thing?
Clear, completely clear.
Like a clear umbrella?
Like a shower curtain, yes, like a clear umbrella. And so I go ahead, and she comes out, and I said, oh, you're the maid of honor. Okay, this is where you're going to stand. All right, so the bride comes out, we do the ceremony, and that was that. I think they were surprised that there was no shock on my end, but again, we don't judge.
I mean,
We love the love story. We love the marriage. We love all of it. So that's probably one of my top stories, my fun stories that I love telling, because people are always like shocked. They're going, what? Are you serious? That just happened? So that's probably one of my funnest stories and my most fun stories there. Anything for you?
Speaking of outfit.
Okay, here we go.
It still dwells in my memory it's a couple from Spain
Spain, okay.
who dressed up as Elvis and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, I remember.
The groom and the bride. I think you were the minister.
Yes,
for that.
I was.
Yeah. And then
I'm hoping he can find the photo and post it. So go ahead.
and then quite honestly, it wasn't the best, like, what's the word? Impersonating outfit?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
everybody, but in Spain, they always think
it's like one of those $20 Amazon cheap kind of thing,
but
right?
they think it's cute because they feel like Marilyn and
but that wasn't the main deal for me.
Elvis are iconic.
Yeah,
Okay.
to me, that wasn't the main deal. It was their kids who dressed up
who are adults.
Yep, who dressed up as a grapes.
And one was
purple, one was
Chardonnay grapes.
green, which is white and red. So I'm like, you're Tempranillo and you're Chardonnay.
And what did this minister do? I said, oh my goodness, you with wine, because we really didn't know each other that well. And I said, oh, you know your wine. Why did you get in the middle? Let me get a photo of you. Snap.
Yep.
We have a photo. I'm really hoping that he goes ahead and posts it.
I gotta go back on my phone and see if
Pretty
I still
awesome.
have it. Yeah, that was
pretty good.
Oh, I have another one. Outfit-wise.
Okay.
Dinosaur.
Oh, I've done a dinosaur. Oh my gosh, I've done a dinosaur. A T-Rex. I've done a T-Rex.
I've seen so many of them, not just one.
Love it.
I think out of my entire career, I think I've seen it at least 3, if not 4 times.
Okay, so they had vows on my dinosaur, my T-Rex, okay? And so when I said, let's get to the vows, they started repeating, and I said, just repeat after me. I love you. I love you. You love me. You love me. We're a happy family with a...
Is that what your couple
That's
did?
what I did. It was pretty funny. With that, we're just going to say thank you for being with us this week. And cheers to
love,
weddings,
and chapel,
and wine.
Sam chapel, more than one.
Cheers.